Hello everyone, Sarah here. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I am going to be showcasing this Pink and Main and Kendra Morgan from Kendra Card Challenge collaboration, making a card with this 6x6 die. So this is one of two. They are called Card Cut Essentials, and there's 1 and 2. And you can buy one or the other, or you can buy a bundle. And if you get the bundle, you will receive, I believe, a PDF that has 56 other card sketches. So here's an example, but you will get 56 examples from a PDF that will come from Pink and Main. And so then you have a lot more inspiration. And essentially what you're going to do is you take your 6x6 pattern paper, or you can have regular cardstock that's 6x6 if you'd like. And then you just run through this whole thing. So I'll take this off, sorry for the noise. You take this off and you can run this right through, and this will cut out all the pieces that you need for some of these sketches. And then these are the embellishments that you can add afterwards. So in a banner, stars, different shapes, 2 hearts, a hexagon, and then there is a hello die here as well. The other shape, the other die, has different pieces to it. So I have it right here. And so then the second one actually has another star, some more banner type pieces, but essentially it's the same thing where you will have this one piece here that you die out that will cut you the essentials. And then you can add these other pieces to make your cards. I've already cut all of mine. I'm gonna lay them down just so we can see where they're placed. So essentially here's my piece here. So that one cut out this one. And then over here, we're to cut out 4 squares. So it was different piece of pattern paper here. So those 2 pieces would have been cut out. And then I also, if I remove this, I cut out the star. Oops. I cut out the star in some red, and then I cut out this banner as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start making a card using this as inspiration on what I create. I should also say, sorry, that I cut out a hello, which fits right in here. That's where it'll go. And I cut it into 3 layers, and the 4th layer is a nice blue. So that gives it a nice thickness. It's like almost like chipboard. And then it has a white border around it so that the blue can be seen a little bit like that. So I have also taken a piece of white cardstock and I have dry embossed it in some pinstripe almost lines. So I thought that was kind of fun. So this is going to go by pretty quickly. I'm just going to assemble this card and show you what you can create with just the Essentials Cut Die number 1. So I'm just going to take this. This is a full A2 size card panel that has been dry embossed. You can use any stencil you want. That's essentially what I had done. And you pick one that either has a generic theme, like stripes, circles, whatever, or you can find one that is fitting for the theme of your card. So if you are doing a fall theme, well, if you have maybe stencils that has some leaves in the background, you can try that. That would create nice. But essentially what it is unlike an embossing folder, it's not going to be a very deep indentation. It's a pretty light one, but just enough to create a shadow effect that you can see it. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my long piece and I'll glue that down. And I've already decided that what side I'm going to be using for this. And we'll just put this down here. And this is a really fun die. If you love working with pattern papers, then this is great. It will actually allow you to just cut a bunch of shapes out, and then you can just start creating some cards really quickly. Sometimes you just want to have some cards on hand. You can just create the panels and then add the sentiments afterwards as well. That's also a possibility. And it's just nice to have that easy way of just cutting a bunch of essential shapes here. So I believe one person had made a shaker card out of this card kit, or this die set. So it is a possibility you can still create all the different types of cards you want. This is just giving you the foundations, the creating the pieces, and then you can just do whatever you want. Let your imagination soar. Pretty much what I'm doing now is I'm just adding a bit of depth here, or sorry, padding underneath so that it doesn't sag. And this time I'm going to need 2 pieces because it's up 2 levels now. Another thing you can do is just use some foam tape, but I have always so many pieces of white cardstock laying around, scraps, that I just use those most of the time. And I'm going to do it like, no, I think I'll do it like, no, I'll do it up here. I'm going to try to make these line up. It looks kind of fun. And then I just need one more little piece in the corner there. Yeah, so you can use these with any style you make with your cards. So if you like to do a lot of inking and grungy or distressed and all that fun stuff, you can still do that. You can cut these pieces out of your paper that you've done with the jelly roll, or if you've done some grungy ink splotching or whatever you call it. If you're in it, you know the terms I'm trying to say. Then you can still do that and then use this die and cut all those pieces out. But essentially, you're just cutting the shapes and then you're just having fun creating all the cards you want. Now, this would go by much faster if I was actually not talking and crafting at the same time. That always takes a little bit longer because you're constantly trying to think of what you're saying while you're crafting. But essentially, this is very quick and fun to do. You can just use the dies, cut a bunch of different pattern papers out at once, organize it any way that you like. Some people like to do it by shape. Some like to do it by just the die itself. And then you just lay them out and then you just start making cards. And what I would do, and I have done, is you don't glue anything down. You just kind of start creating and just see how they look, because sometimes you want to move things around. And then of course you can also bring in stamps and dies and all these other things to ump this card. My card is starting to look almost it's a masculine, and it's giving me the feel of like a school. So if I had anything that was teacher related or school related, then this, I feel, would be a very good match for that. I am just looking for some foam tape because I'm going to prop up my star just a tiny bit. After saying that I don't use the foam tape as much because I have so many scraps, I'm going to bring in the foam tape because that is how life works. It will always do exactly what you say you don't do. Okay, so this is a very thin, very, very thin tape, foam tape. It's about, I believe it's 1/32 or 1/16 of an inch. It's very thin, but it just gives me enough so that it doesn't affect the mail when I mail cards out with it. A lot of other foam tape is a little bit thicker. So we're just going to place that right in the center here of the square, just tying in some of the red that is in this grid as well. That's why I chose the red. And then we're going to put our sentiment, and I don't need to put foam tape or anything because this is pretty thick already, and I'm going to kind of have it hanging on this banner. So you're getting all these 3 colors coming in, and I think that's really cool and looks nice. You don't need to see the fishtail of the banner. You know it's there. And if not, that's okay too. Yeah. So I'm just going to have like this, and you can see why I wanted that white, the blue and the white, because the white looks good here, but then when it gets to the edges, you need the blue to stand out. So there we go. That's it. That is one of many ideas that you can do with this die, and that's a lot of fun. This is a very generic just because card. I really think this turned out quite nicely. And of course you can add gems, you can throw in some Live from Lizzie peel-off stickers. There's so many things you can do with this, but this is just a basic example of what you can do with the dies. Now, I do hope that you enjoy this, and don't forget to check out everyone else that is also on this hop, and I believe there is 5 of us. So don't forget to check out what they have also created using these dies. And until the next time, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.